Hey Daisy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. It's very weird saying this, but I know exactly where you are. Having done junkets for such a long time, I know exactly what hotel you're in, I think. Unless
You
you've
know
got a
by the
really,
decor.
yeah, unless you've got a really super good green screen with a background that's from
This
a
is just my
popular,
bedroom. No, I'm
your
joking.
bedroom. It's definitely like a popular hotel in London. Thank you so much for your time today, and
Thank
congrats on the
you.
film.
Thanks.
I watched this very, very early in the morning at Sundance because of the UK time difference. So it was about
Of course.
5:30 in the morning. I got up to watch it, but I'm so glad
Blimey.
I did, because if it was bad, I would have been a
That's a
bit
way
up.
to wake up.
Yeah, it's certainly a way to wake up. Yeah, it wasn't a standard Sundance kind of film in that sense, shall we say.
No.
Really, really enjoyed it. I wanted to begin by asking you, when you get this script in, called Fresh, or whatever it was called when you got it, were you anticipating what it was about? Did they give you any hint? And were you surprised as to just where it ended up going without giving any spoilers away?
Yeah, when I got it through my inbox, my agents, so they were quite clever in the way they described it. They were like, it's a great group of people making it. It's like it's a really exciting script. Take a read, but I didn't know what was coming. And so I genuinely was just like completely shocked by every twist and turn that Lauren takes us on when you read it. And I was actually in the back of a car on the way somewhere, and I was staying at a hotel on the other side, and like when we arrived it was in darkness, and I had to walk to the hotel, and I was so spooked because I just read this really quite dark script. So yeah, it was a real ride to read.
Yeah, I guess that put you in Noah's headspace pretty much straight away.
Yes, it did.
Anyways, and watching over your shoulder. There's so much good in this. The script is so good, and it's so well directed by Mimi. I just wondered for you, what was the thing that kind of struck you about it? Because it's a horror, it's a comedy as well. There's a lot of kind of the same kind of comedy that's in things like American Psycho, where it's very dark and quite dry, but also there's this allegory of modern dating and modern women and everything else. So what was it that initially kind of grabbed you?
I think it really was like I love dark comedies as a genre. Then my favorite films are using sort of comedy to sort of talk about something darker. I love that. I love the play on those two things. And I think what I loved about the script is Lauren had written a brilliant soundtrack throughout it. So you were able to play the songs as you were reading. And I find that very helpful because sometimes, you can read a script and have a very clear idea of it. And then it might be very different to those who are making it. And I think music is so helpful to give you an idea of really what the tone is going to be, and you have a much better sense of what it's going to be. So I think what I loved is these really dark scenes were being played to like Gloria, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And American Psycho is a real favorite film of mine, so it was really sort of reminded me of that. So I think that's what really drew me, was the tone, but also, yeah, this idea of using that genre to talk about something in a really entertaining way. So those who watch the film can take can watch it and just enjoy it for what it is, or they can take something deeper. And I think it doesn't hit you over the head with anything thematically. It just sort of gives it to you in a really sort of juicy, fun way. And I just thought that was really well done in the script.
Yeah, there's so many other questions I can ask you, but as a final question, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but in Ex Machina, there's now a GIF of Oscar Isaac dancing, and on Twitter they've put loads of different songs to him doing his dance moves for Ex Machina. And I thought while watching this that you and Sebastian's dancing is going to be the next big GIF/meme.
Oh my gosh!
So I just wondered what it was like doing that scene, and are you ready for that to become the GIF that people are going to start using as of after March the 4th?
I love that GIF. I've seen the one that's to Get Down It's Saturday Night. I don't know if that's the actual song from
that's
the film.
actual one. Yeah.
Right. It's so good. I mean, that scene was so fun to do. Our director Mimi, she used to be a dancer, so she's amazing with movement, and she had a really clear idea of what it was going to be, and so we had a little dance routine, and it was so fun to do. I love that kind of surreal thing. You think you're somewhere and then it takes you in such a different direction, and I thought it was so fun to do. So okay, it'd be really cool if it were memeified. I'd love that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in my head what songs it could go to. I'm sure
What would you say?
there's even like Oscar Isaac songs where there's like Bob the Builder behind him, and
I love that
kind of song. So you never know. You've made it as an actor if you get a dance sequence with you and Sebastian
Bob the Builder,
and it's Bob the Builder behind you. I think that would be great. Thank you so much for your time. Absolute pleasure talking to you, and I hope the film goes really well for you, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,